score more than probably we should have done at Old Trafford. But when you look at the firepower we have players who can score goals, create goals, and can change it off the bench. And I think that's a big thing as well. We've got obviously Harvey Elliott, Darwin Núñez, and Gakpo in the front three. You've got Salah to come off the bench, Diaz to come off the bench, and maybe Jota. So the firepower's there for Liverpool to really cause Atalanta problems. And the big thing is it's the first leg. So it's a bit different being first leg at Anfield. We know we need to get an advantage. A draw would be a great result for Atalanta tonight. We need to get an advantage to go there for the second leg, knowing that we've done our bit here at home.
Yeah, I think it works well. It gives us a chance to be able to feel them out a little bit and go into the second leg, you know, with a bit more confidence and a bit more understanding of their team, because they could be a little bit of a surprise package today.
It's quite difficult. We spoke about trying to predict the Liverpool team. Atalanta equally seem to, just in general, rotate their squad a lot, Mels. And then you look, one win away in the last 7 in all competitions, but only lost 1 of their last 10 away in Europe. So quite a tricky side to predict, I think.
Yeah, it was a decent away win as well, wasn't it? Away at Napoli. Yeah, that sort of caught the eye a little bit. Tom, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. They're probably not going to be playing Champions League football next year. So for them, the best chance for that would be to win this competition. If they get through us, they would then become strong candidates to maybe win it. So they see this as massive, massive tie. They're a dangerous opposition. They'll be disciplined. What they do have is an identity, because the manager's been there for 8 years. So it's not a case of they've changed the manager a few times. They know exactly what's expected, and they'll make it difficult for us tonight.
Yeah, ultimately, you know, it's serious business. We're in the quarterfinals of a European competition. You don't get to this stage unless you're a pretty useful team.
No, there's no mugs, and these have got experience, as like Mel says. You know, I think it's the last 7 or 8 years that they've been in Europe, so they've got plenty of experience. And I actually think this formation, the 3-5-1-2 formations, it suits European football. It suits international football. I think if you look at the way Mancini won the European Championships, that was with a 3-5-2. If you look at the way Simone Inzaghi's doing at Inter, he plays a 3-5-2. So I think it suits European football.
Okay, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? One man who has seen all the famous European nights here at Anfield is, of course, our very own Steve Hunter. He is up on the gantry now, talking us through some of his very best. Steve.
Thank you so much, Becky. Yeah, absolutely. Really looking forward to this one, as we always are. Would you believe this is Liverpool's 28th European quarter-final? I mean, that is something pretty special to behold, isn't it? It really is. And we've had some truly magical moments here at Anfield over the years, especially under Jurgen Klopp, haven't we? My word, we're going to miss that man once he goes at the end of the season. Some truly unforgettable memories that have been created here in front of the Kop. And talking about some of those great memories, I certainly picked out a few of my favourite ones over the years. I'm sure you might agree with me on a couple of these. And I think we might start with the Dortmund one, really. That was one of the first big ones, wasn't it? I mean, that was such a special night, that here at Anfield. You know, when Dortmund, Jurgen's old club, came to town. It was very emotional as well. Very apt with this weekend, of course, coming into Monday's 35th anniversary of Hillsborough, because the Dortmund fans were special that night. I remember, you know, that they were absolutely respectful when we had the minute silence. It was absolutely amazing. And once the action got underway, what a topsy-turvy game. Remember that one? James Milner crossed from the right-hand side, and Dejan Lovren with an unstoppable header into the back of the net. Magical moment. That one against Manchester United here as well in the Europa League. I mean, if it wasn't for David De Gea that night, Liverpool could easily have scored 7, at least 8, 9 or 10 that night. It was one of the most one-sided European game I've ever seen. The Manchester City one, you know, when Liverpool were 3-0 up after 31 minutes in that game, was unbelievable.